So, welcome back everyone to FP2 for the Dutch Grand Prix. I am looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. Hopefully, I'm going to be joined a bit later on by Grash himself. At the moment, I haven't heard from Grash yet, but welcome back everyone to the Racing Statistics YouTube channel. Well then, FP2 has just begun, and well, the Dutch Grand Prix, as always, the grandstands are full. Everyone is ready, raring to go. My question to you would be, what are you doing at the moment? What are you looking forward to this race weekend? And there's also a poll in the YouTube chat. Who will take P3 in the Drivers' Championship? Alonso, Hamilton, Leclerc, or Russell? Now, I know that Lewis Hamilton is trying to chase down Sergio Perez. He's openly said that in an interview with F1 TV. So yeah, Hamilton is trying to hunt down Perez in that P2 spot. And I talked about it earlier. I think that Mercedes is super quick. It looks super quick with the little small updates that they've done to, excuse me, to the floor. So we've just gotten a radio from Sergio Perez, just a radio check from his engineer. That was all it was, basically. But that Mercedes looks quick with the small updates they've done to the floor. Basically, I looked at it and I was like, "Holy, this looks quick." So yeah, I do have to say it looks very, very quick. It seems like Stroll is reporting a problem. He had a problem earlier in this morning's session. And the team now saying to him that it looks all good from the data. So Stroll, now the first time out on track, didn't set a lap time earlier this morning. So then, yeah, let me know. What are you guys thinking for this practice session? I have voted that Charles Leclerc is going to take P3 in the championship. I don't think Mercedes is going to hang on to the form that they will have here this weekend. So then, what this practice mostly will be is short runs, short timed runs in the beginning, and then from basically the 30-minute point till the end, we'll only see long runs. So we'll have a bit of a chat as well. How is everyone? What are you doing? And what are you up to this weekend? Hopefully you're watching the Grand Prix together with us here on the Racing Statistics YouTube channel. Here we go. Mercedes right on it. Perez with a purple sector. Perez with two purple sectors, actually. So let's see what he can do. Verstappen still in the pits. He's just exited the pits. So we'll see a lap from him very soon. He's on the medium compound of tires. Quickest last sector for Lando Norris. Across the line for Sergio Perez. He goes up into P1, 112.750. 6 tenths ahead of George Russell. Lewis Hamilton in P4. Gasly in P3. Charles Leclerc jumping up into P4. So it seems like we're a bit all over the place at the moment with who's where. That was kind of to be expected from these first laps in any practice session, really. Who's excited about McLaren? Let me know in chat. Who's excited about McLaren? Because McLaren is quick. So then, Max Verstappen has started his lap with a purple sector, as always, as he does. Only green, though, in the second and the middle sector. If we look at where he is compared to Sergio Perez, he is still up on him. Now into the last sector. It seems like he's given up. Yeah, oh, traffic. Goodness me. Well, that's not ideal for Max Verstappen. Traffic in his quickest lap. At the moment, it's Ricciardo in P2, behind Sergio Perez, on the hard compound of tyre. A compound softer, or a compound harder than Sergio Perez. Let's see what Verstappen has to say. My God, these bleeped out parts and then unbelievable. That is what he said. So, Max Verstappen, as always, swearing a bit here and there. That's what he likes. So, the lap record, a race lap record around this track, was set by Lewis Hamilton in 2021. A 1:11.097. So that is the race lap record for the people who were wondering earlier in chat. There we go. Hamilton up into P1. A good lap from Lewis Hamilton, but Perez takes it back immediately. Well then, not ideal. Russell in P3. That is ideal. Piastri in P4. Norris in P7, and he just improved as well. Verstappen is going to go for another flying lap. Now, the best is taken out of those turns already. Yeah, Hulkenberg under investigation, Griff Holmes, or Google for that incident with Max Verstappen holding him up. So that is not ideal. Alonso across the line, he goes into P9. That drops him down to P10 because Albon goes ahead of him. Max Verstappen, yellow in Sector 1, some purple sectors in Sector 2. That's where he was slower last time round. He had the quickest sector in Sector 1 last time, so he's 600s down on Perez there. Coming into the second sector, he's green again, so he has improved. I have a feeling this might be a 10th or 3, maybe 4 quicker than Sergio Perez. A lot of traffic on Max's lap. So the fact that he's been able to improve in that middle sector is quite miraculous. But coming into the last sector now, Max Verstappen, home Grand Prix. What does that give him? Medium compound tires, same as Sergio Perez had 0.2 of a second. So much traffic on that lap for Max Verstappen. There's surely a 10th or 2 more in there. Not ideal, the fact that he had so much traffic there. But he jumps up into P1, and now we can go into his long runs. Here we go. Paul has ended. 48% says that Lewis Hamilton will take P3. I do agree with that, but I have a feeling that they can't keep that momentum up. And then 35% say Alonso. Leclerc, 11. And Russell, 5%. Russell not in the form of his career at the moment. He is improving in Sector 1 and Sector 2. You have a yellow flag out. And if I look on my driver tracker, if it's working, it looks to be... No, at the moment, yellow flag is already deleted. No, red flag. Someone's off. And I can't exactly say who. But we've got a red flag out on track. Oh, goodness me, it's Oscar Piastri. Oh, good. Oh. Oh. It is. Oh, it's an Australian. Oi, oi, oi. It's an Australian. Uh, well, it's an Australian party coming into turn 3. Goodness me. What's going on here then? Daniel Ricciardo in the wall, Oscar Piastri in the wall, both at the same corner. How have they come to contact? Aye, aye, aye. This is not ideal. This is very strange. I don't know what's happened here. Oscar Piastri loses the car himself. There's no contact between the two. Ah, just too quick into the corner. Ricciardo's just going to follow Piastri. He sees Piastri stranded. Oh, goodness me. He just took the normal line. Yeah, he didn't see the McLaren. He just took the normal speed in. Then all of a sudden was surprised there was a McLaren there. Yeah, not ideal for Daniel Ricciardo, but he can take that he was quick on that hard tires. 6 tenths away from Verstappen on the mediums. And again, a red flag. So this time Grash wasn't here though. Grash wasn't here to give us that red flag. Oi, oi, that's not ideal for him. Now, well, what has this brought us to? It's Verstappen P1, Perez P2, Hamilton P3, and Russell in P4. Piastri P5, Stroll 6th, Ricciardo 7, Gasly 8, Albon 9th, and Norris in P10. Piastri and Ricciardo both out of this session. Angelos, no, it's Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo that are both out of the session. There has been no contact. Piastri crashed. Then Ricciardo came into the corner, didn't see Oscar Piastri until the last moment, then locked up because he was like, oh, where do I go now? And that sends him into the wall as well. Yes, Piastri's car is clear off the track, indeed, Jose. Ay, ay, ay. That is painful. So red flag is out. The Dutch fans are vibing again, as they do. Uh, Camelon, I think that Piastri's hit was a lot harder than Ricciardo's. I think Piastri's in more trouble. That could potentially be gearbox damage due to the fact that he hit it with the rear right first and then with the front right. So that is not particularly ideal for the gearbox either. It was just the front right hit for Daniel Ricciardo. So that might be, or that will be a front ring replacement and a maybe front right suspension. I think that is the case, else Ricciardo could have gotten in their way. But yeah, it was a harder hit for Piastri than it was for Daniel Ricciardo. So I'm not too worried about Ricciardo. I'm more worried about the gearbox of Oscar Piastri. Can Ferrari win tomorrow? No. No. No, no, no. Ferrari cannot win tomorrow if nothing. Well, they can. Let's be honest, they can. They can. But something crazy will need to happen. I have a feeling that Red Bull is faster. Mercedes is a lot faster than Ferrari. And I have a feeling that one of the Astons will be faster and that one of the McLarens will be faster. So that is 6 cars that they have ahead of them that they need something to happen to. Great. Ferrari has got no upgrades for this weekend, I'm sad to tell you. Shania, please stop spamming your questions in the chat. We will have to take further actions if you keep doing so. Sadly, everyone, I'm not an admin in the chat. I've just sent the chat. So, but yeah, I am not an admin, so sadly I can't. But yeah, I do think that Shania, anyways, deserves one last chance. She's got her warning now. She's got her black and white flag. Don't go over track limits again, Shania, else you will be muted. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I have become an admin. Unbelievable. I've now gained admin powers. So watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Camelon, that is a good question. I don't know where Grash is. Grash said he would be here earlier this morning in FP1. But I haven't really seen Grash yet. So wouldn't really be able to tell you. Maybe he has forgotten. Maybe he's gotten confused with time zones. Very easy to do. Maybe he's here an hour late. I don't really know. Hopefully, he will join me a bit later on. Until that, I'm sorry, but you will be stuck with me. And I'll be doing my best to provide you guys with some, some fun and good commentary. I am a real life racing commentator from job, so that's I'm in my element, basically. But this is a bit different. You guys have no pictures. This is more of a radio show. That's how we see this, which is a bit different than what I usually do. Navneed Racing, the top 5 runner tires. That is Verstappen on mediums, Perez on mediums, Hamilton mediums, Russell on mediums, and Piastri, who's out of the session, on hards. He was really, really quick on those hard tires. So, yeah, not ideal for him that he crashed out of the session. If you do have any questions, add me, and then I will answer accordingly. Duresa Habib. Why red flag? That is because both Aussie drivers, Oscar Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo, have found the wall going into turn 3. Very unfortunate for both. None of them tangled, no contact. Piastri went off. Daniel Ricciardo didn't see him. He came to a point where it was like, oh, shit. Where am I going to go now? And he decided to look up and go into the wall. Trebuven, my predictions for quali and the race. Ooh, that's a good question. I think, well, you have to go with Max Verstappen, a win in the race and pole position. Home race. I actually have a feeling that Sergio Perez is going to have a good qualifying. He's going to be second, so it's going to be a Red Bull 1-2 for first since a long time, really. Then Hamilton P3, Russell P4. And then I think it's Alonso P5. That is how I think how it is going to go. For the race, Verstappen win, Hamilton second, Perez third, Alonso fourth, and Russell fifth. That's how I think it's going to go for the race. FP1 will resume very shortly. So I think in, well, about 10 seconds time, something like that. And it is green flag now indeed. So FP1 back, or FP2 back to green flag. Any idea of where Mercedes have an advantage over Aston Martin? Aston Martin is very quick in the low-speed corners. That's really where Aston Martin is strong. But if you look at Mercedes, they've just got overall pace is where Mercedes is stronger. They're just a bit quicker through every part of the track except the slow speed corners. So I can't really pinpoint a position where I can say, okay, this is where they're stronger. The only thing I can do is say, well, overall pace is where Mercedes really is quicker than the rest. And I think actually Mercedes might be one of the quickest cars on overall pace. So it seems like Daniel Ricciardo, I'm going to look here real quick. Oy, 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 oy. Daniel Ricciardo, his hands. Ay, kept holding the wheel when he hit the wall. And, well, yeah, that didn't look good. Yeah, he might have some problems with his hand. I have had, this is not a joke. This is a real life story. When I was commentating in Sweden, I'll come to your question in a bit, Trebuven. When I was commentating in Sweden, I was commentating on the Aquila Formula 1000 Championship. You can see those on YouTube as well. Just search Aquila Formula 1000, AQUIL E, and then Formula 1000. That's how you write that. we had a driver breaking his hand because he had an incident, didn't take his hands off the steering wheel. There's no power steering in those cars, so all the hits goes directly through the steering rack. And he broke his hand, had to go to hospital, came back, they put it together, and they put him in some wax or whatever you call it. He was fine afterwards, but it wasn't ideal. Let's put it like that. Trub, you even asked, who do you feel are the title contender for 2024? That's difficult to say, really. I can't really say that. Can't really predict anything for 2024. I don't have a crystal ball. As Sebastian Vettel once said, I do have 2 balls, but none of them are crystal. So I can't really tell, sadly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see once they come out with the new cars. Perez goes quickest. Albon goes just behind him, a 1,000th of a second. That is amazing. 1,000th of a second from Perez to Albon. But Sargent, Logan Sargent, goodness me, he goes quickest in the Williams, goes quicker than Sergio Perez. Well, the Williams was quick this early this morning, but I didn't expect him to be this quick. Lance Stroll up into P1 now, a 10th ahead of Logan Sargent. What is happening? Norris with a purple sector in sector number 1 as well. Green in sector number 2. Verstappen is purple in sector 2. He's going to be coming through in a second. Alonso quickest in the last sector. Verstappen up into P10. He doesn't improve. Hamilton up into P1. We could see a shake-up of the order here. However, all of them are on soft tyres. Never mind. Verstappen was on an outlap. Excuse me for that. Verstappen is on an outlap now. So Verstappen wasn't on a quicker lap time. Lando Norris to the top of the timing sheets. 1:11.330. That is massive for the McLarens. So not up into P8 as well. Piastri looking on in the pit lane now. He's made his way back into the pits. Well then, let's see what Max Verstappen is going to do. Now he's on a flying lap. Can he do something about that 1:11.330 from Lando Norris? He is green in sector 1. Oh, what a snap coming out of turn 3 for Max Verstappen. Unbelievable. Here we go. There was the final hit. Shania has been timed out for 300 seconds. There we go. That is what you get, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't adhere to the rules that we have here at the Racing Statistics YouTube channel. Let this be a warning for everyone else that if you do not behave in chat, you will be banned. Verstappen in the second sector, 600s down on what Norris has been able to do across the line. Verstappen, 2.5 tenths down on Lando Norris. Mamma mia. Pizzeria. Lando Norris is leading this practice session on merit. Wow. Sainz now on a quick lap as well, but nowhere quick enough to challenge for the top. He loses 5 tenths already in the first sector to Max Verstappen. Across the line for Carlos Sainz, finds himself up, but ladies and gentlemen, Ferrari is P11 and P20 at the moment. Now, I know that Leclerc is on an outlap. Where is he going to find himself? Hopefully a bit higher up. I just hope that Ferrari can find a bit of pace, but goodness me, Ferrari is in shambles at the moment. On a new set of soft tyres then for Charles Leclerc. Is he going to be able to challenge the top 10? I told you that Ferrari might be the 4th, 5th quickest car here this weekend. And that might come true. Charles Leclerc, he is on a quick lap. DRS is opened. No, he's bailed out of that one in the first sector already. No, he's backed out of it in the first sector already. We will see a new attempt to a fastest lap from Charles Leclerc in a bit of time. A new fastest lap attempt for Lando Norris as well. He's a bit slower than he was previously in Sector 1. Sector 2 is where he gained a lot of time. I think he's backed out of it. Yeah, Lando Norris is backed out of that lap time. Looking at the sector times, Bottas with an improvement in the second sector. Stroll's just gone quicker. Albon up into P3. They're asking Max Verstappen for a front wing adjustment. He says no. Norris comes in with a 1:11.701. All right, Leclerc now then into Sector 1. Keep an eye on the bottom of your timing tower. On the left-hand side of screen, green for Charles Leclerc. This looks like a quick lap. Russell also trying to puncture into the top 5. Russell's had a difficult spell of form and is trying to get on top of that. Let's see if this will be the weekend for him. A 24.979 for Charles Leclerc. That's already 2 tenths down on what Max Verstappen did in that sector. And he's 2 tenths down on Lando Norris. Sector 2 for Charles Leclerc. Not an improvement. Oh, well, it's not an improvement either. 28.3, and I think he's backed out of another lap. Goodness me. Traffic also playing into a part for Charles Leclerc. Williams with an upgraded car looks quick. Logan Sargent in P10 and Alex Albon in P3. So then, everything has settled down. Everyone is going back into pit lane now. To put in a bit more fuel and then go for some long runs. Except Max Verstappen, he's still out. Purple second sector time. But he's lost a lot in the first sector. Middle sector is good. Last sector seems to be better. He improves his lap time. 23 thousandths of a second is what he is missing. Wow. Norris is unbelievably quick here. Ferrari is struggling. Carlos Sainz is going for an improvement. Leclerc hasn't been able to fire one up on the softs. He is still out, still trundling along the circuit. Maybe going for a quicker lap now. Sainz improves. Is 5 tenths down in the first sector towards Lando Norris. Sainz in the middle sector is not quickest and not quicker than himself either. Purple mini sector, purple segment in the last sector. No, but he's gone off the track into the last sector. That is why, and he is backed out of that lap as well. Ferrari in trouble. So then Charles Leclerc gonna try and go for another flyer. First sector, what is the verdict? Not quicker than he was before. Slower than he was before. Is he going to be able to fire one up finally? That is the question. No, Jose Martinez. That was Carlos Sainz who took a detour onto the gravel. I'm happy to inform that Charles Leclerc is still trying to go for an improvement. Set a lap time 24.9. That is better. That is what we like to see. But it was a 24.5 for Verstappen. So Leclerc is going to be right on Sainz's time. This is not ideal. Goodness me, Ferrari is in shambles. Where is Leclerc going to be? I expect somewhere P11, and he does go P11. He does put in the quickest last sector time, but goodness me, Ferrari struggling. Wow. Ferrari on tractor mode. It looks like it at the moment. But we've got the whole top 16 within 0.8 of a second. That is promising. I think if Piastri and Ricciardo would be in this, you would have had the top 18 within a second. It's only really the Haas team that is struggling. Remember, Ferrari hasn't brought upgrades, so that could be one of the reasons. If we look at where Tsunoda is, he's in P5, not doing too bad either. Carlos Sainz with hopefully an improvement. He's green in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Carlos Sainz across the line. Improvement in lap time. Not in position. He stays in P16. But that now does mean that we have the whole top 16 within 7.5 tenths of a second. That is amazing. Daniel Ricciardo, I just heard, is in the medical center. So Daniel Ricciardo, medical center for a checkup on his hand. Well then, now we're into kind of the boring part of this practice session. Math #1 content and birthdays. Says Hamilton can't get past anybody. No, probably because he will be leading, my friend. Hamilton is quite high up the order in P4, but I do think they will go one place up. I don't think Albon is pace in P3 will stay come qualifying. Tsunoda's out on the hards. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people out on hard tires, a lot of people circulating now for longer pace. Alex Albon. There we go. He is on a long run as well. Yes, Jose, it did. His hand remained on the steering wheel once he went into the wall 45 degrees. And his hand got pushed down really hard with a lot of force. So, yeah. Not ideal for him. Oh, Williams doing a pit stop. That didn't really go to plan. Sergio Perez out on track for a long run. Everyone's going out now for a long run. So, any questions, ladies and gentlemen, tag me in the comments. I send a message so you know who to tag. And let me know any questions, because this is kind of now the boring part. No lap times will be improved. Everyone is now out, taking a long run. Who's that reserve driver? I think Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson is there this weekend. So if Ricciardo is out with a wrist injury, it'll be Liam Lawson getting a chance in that seat. Which I wouldn't mind. I would like to see the other driver from New Zealand, who's done so well in Super Formula. I would like to see him get a chance in Formula 1. Could Sargent score his first points this weekend? I think he can. With an upgraded Williams, with how close it is very much possible. And he doesn't have a bad car. If it doesn't come here, though, I'm sure it'll come at Monza. Will Max still race in this session, Nadia? Yes. I think, Cameron, I think it'll be Liam Lawson getting a chance. Dennis Hauger is driving this weekend in Formula 2. So then he would have to drop that completely, which he wouldn't want to do. Yes, Dark. Tries Raptors. Excuse me. It will be Liam Lawson. 99% sure that if something happens with Ricciardo, it'll be Liam Lawson. But let's hope for poor old Danny Rick that that is not the case. And that Daniel Ricciardo can just continue. Let's hope not. Come on, guys. Any questions? Tag me in your question. And I'll answer them accordingly. 14 minutes left in this practice session. Norris on top, ahead of Max Verstappen, Alex Albon, P3, Lewis Hamilton, P4, Tsunoda, P5, Pierre Gasly, P6. Good result for him. Sergio Perez, P7, Lance Stroll in P8. Bottas in 9th, and Alonso rounding off the top 10. Then Charles Leclerc, first of the Ferraris. Ferrari struggling at the moment this weekend, it seems like. Then in P12, Sargent. 13th, Ocon. Russell in P14, Guan Yu Zhou in P15, Carlos Sainz in 16th, Magnussen 17th, Hulkenberg 18th, Piastri 19th, and Ricciardo in P20. Piastri and Ricciardo out of this session, of course. Lance Stroll skipping across the gravel in turn 11 and 12. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. We are so close to the illustrious 100k. We're 1.6k away from that illustrious 100k. Thank you, everyone, for another 100. It's very much appreciated. Yes, as soon as I know something new about Daniel Ricciardo, ladies and gentlemen, I will update you. Vili Klimkova, yeah, yes, I will. I will. Then, who looks quickest on the long runs at the moment? You can't really say it, because some people are out on soft, some people are out on medium, some are out on hards. But I know one thing, and that is that Max Verstappen is a 10th or 3 quicker than Lando Norris, but he is on 4-lap younger tires. I predict that Ferrari will score some points. 3 at most. That is a very bold prediction there, my. Oh, I've just heard from Crash Grash, where are you, my friend? Join, join the voice chat. People want to hear from you. People are missing you. Hashtag we miss you, Grash. In chat, please. Yes, indeed. The Chevy almost at 100k. If you haven't yet, ladies and gentlemen, please consider subscribing to the Racing Statistics YouTube channel. It would help us a lot on our way to road to 100k. We have 2.8k watching you at the moment. Grash is in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, the man himself has arrived. Hashtag we miss you, Grash. Hashtag join the voice channel. That's what we want to see. Grash, come in here. Even though it's for the last 10 minutes of this practice session, we want to hear from you, Grash. There we go.
Hello.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Grash has arrived, and finally, you can hear it from the man himself. Grash, where the hell have you been? Explain to the people why you weren't here, because everyone is now mad at you, because they were expecting you, and they're mad because they miss you.
Yeah, my apologies, everyone.
Was it time zones?
It's partly time zones, and
There we go.
Yeah,
I predicted it. Feel proud of myself now. Anyways, Grash, how are you?
awake, part of it. Um, so I've missed basically most of the session. Did anything crazy happen?
Yes, the two Australians crashed, Oscar Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo, at the same time. Didn't tangle. Piastri crashed into the wall at turn 3. And then, well, Ricciardo didn't quite see him until the last moment. Then he was, he found himself in a moment where he was like, oh, where am I going to go now? It's either car or wall. So he decided that wall was the best option. In doing so, he held onto the steering wheel. Um, and basically, the steering wheel snapped to the right-hand side. That has hurt his hand. He's currently in the medical center under review for this. So we'll keep the people updated if we've got any updates.
Oh boy.
Yeah. While you were busy sleeping, my lovely Grash, this is all that has happened. Plus, Lando Norris is first on merit. Crash needs a moment to kind of.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
A lot has happened here in FP2.
He did 111.3. Oh wow, a lot has happened. Who's injured? Is it Ricardo or Oscar?
Daniel Ricciardo is injured.
Yeah.
We think he's in the medical center under review, but it wasn't too hard of a shunt for his body. It was more his hand. So I think his hand is the problem. That's why he's in the medical center at the moment.
Okay.
Plus, we've reached 98.4k. So yeah, we're going well with that as well. 3k people watching, which for an FP2 is not bad at all. That is also a plus. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, the biggest moment that has happened so far in FP2 is that we've got Crash back. Crash finally woke up. Do we count? Oh, yes, Crash! Yeah. We had another red flag. Do we count it as a Crash curse? Because we've got the cheese corner now. If you look on the bottom right of your screen, of the watch-along screen, you can see the cheese corner. And that's how many times Grash has cheesed a practice session. Do we count this as one? Because you weren't here when the red flag came out.
That is a good question. I am here now.
You are here
I
now,
guess
but I don't think you can count it.
I think we need to poll this.
Yes.
Can we get a poll for whether to count this or not? I'm 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 totally shocked that that happened while I was asleep.
Crash. What time is it for you now, my friend? Is it like
It
8:30 in the morning or 8:50?
it's gonna be about 10 a.m. now.
Oh,
But I was
okay.
up again. I was up at 4 a.m. around 4 a.m. for the 5 a.m. Session.
Ah, there we go. Okay, the poll is on. I've counted for no because Crash wasn't here, but it's oh god, Crash. I think, I think it's going to be a yes. If you look at the percentages right off the bat, 69 to 31. I've gone for no because I think you weren't here, so you couldn't really have cursed them. You were asleep as well, so it wasn't like you were watching on the sidelines. That's my reasoning for going for no. Yeah, there we go. People are deciding at the moment, and I think the decision is going to be a yes. We have 127 votes at the moment. We have 3.1k people watching. Please, if you can, turn your phone around, click off the full screen on your computer, and vote on the poll that we have. Is it a red flag curse because Grash wasn't here, or is it a
It
red
is
flag?
it is the people have spoken. It's 69 to 30, 31.
Ooh, it's changing.
Percent.
65 to 35 now. People are changing their minds, Grash.
He's race statistics already changed it to 5 sessions. So this is now counted because I have arrived.
You are back alive, yes.
Yeah, no, because I've arrived, this is now counting as a session.
Ah, see, there we go.
We're asking if I'm at fault for the Ricardo Oscar issue earlier in the session, even though I was not here. And
It
apparently, I
is
am
your
at
fault.
fault.
It is,
It is my
yes, yes.
fault.
Yes, it is your fault. That is completely your fault because you were asleep.
I believe it's my fault, and it's doubly so because I was not here. I was asleep.
Yes. Yes, I must agree with that. I must agree with that. But I still think it counts as a no for the red flag because you weren't here. And you were asleep as well. Your eyes were closed. You couldn't even curse anyone. Were you dreaming about a red flag, Rash?
I probably have been at this point. So we're about a minute left in our session right now. We have Lando Norris on top of the timesheet right now. Looking at what the tires are using, a lot of mediums. Stappen, Albon, where's Sargent? Sargent is 12th.
Hold on here. Hold on. Crash.
Yep.
I think YouTube is just peaked. Should we count this as another session with Crash and red flag? Yes, 63%. No, 36%. Where is my last 1% gone? I want my last 1% back. Because 63 and 36 counts up to 99. I want my last percent, Crash. I'll call YouTube. I want my last percent back.
Rounding error. Move that around. Subart needs to be nerfed. What he's doing.
Oh, I have a Ferrari off the track. That is not ideal. That was
Good.
Carlos Sainz. Ferrari also
Yeah.
P11 and P16 on merit.
Yes.
They've tried the whole practice session, Crash, but they just can't improve their lap times. They can't.
Haas did a long run. No, Ferrari. No, we don't need to worry about. No, Ferrari did a long run. I'm looking at the lap times on these tires. Sainz and Leclerc did a long run on the softs, 17 and 19 respectively. Zhou 18, Magnussen and Hulkenberg. At least they split the tires. 20 in each, both soft and hard. Bottas did 18 on hards. Gasly 22 on softs. Albon 21, and then Verstappen had a huge number as well.
I mean, Norris's race pace is the same on the hard as it was on the soft.
Paul, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm being roasted happily. Ricardo is supposedly headed to the hospital. That would be reasonable if they thought there was something happened in his hands. He's probably going to get an MRI done to see where things are.
Yeah, if he's heading to the hospital though, aye.
That's not a good sign.
Nope.
Take a look.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the practice session. We've been able to hear Crash, which is good, really good. Now then, what is the standings at the end of FP2? We can tell you exactly that. Norris in P1, Verstappen P2, Albon P3, Hamilton P4, Tsunoda P5, Gasly 6th, Perez in 7th, Stroll 8th, Bottas 9th, and Alonso in P10. Leclerc the first of the Ferraris in P11, Sargent P12, Ocon 13th, Russell 14th, Guan Yu Zhou P15, Sainz 16th, 17th, Magnussen and 18th, Hulkenberg, Piastri in 19th, not finishing this session. He crashed out on turn 3. So did Daniel Ricciardo, but Daniel Ricciardo to the hospital for an MRI scan of his hand to see if that is all okay. Went to the medical center. They put him on through to the hospital to get further checks done.
Yeah, F1 is reporting he's pictured a quote. He's been pictured with a sling support. Looking through what else they may have said. But yeah, he is definitely off to the hospital. That is official.
That is not great to see.
So we do have a stewards did note that they will be investigating and impeding between Verstappen and
Hulkenberg. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that was it for FP2. Crash, you want to do the final goodbye?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for coming. Again, this is the YouTube, YouTube channel. This had been the free practice 2 watch along. Brought the gods down again, apparently, even while I was asleep. I want to thank everyone who come. We've got almost 1,500 to go before we hit 10K subscribers. So those who came and subscribed today, thank you so much. Those over 2,000 of you who watched today, thank you so much. Again, if you have guys want to, we're definitely going to be talking about what happened to Ricardo in chat later as we find out more in Discord. I've just dropped that into chat. I want to just thank you all here. Dan, thank you for covering for me while I was not here. Thank you so much.
I hope it was fine for the people as well. I hope it was.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll talk more later. But again, I want to thank everyone for coming. Let you take us out, Dan.
Yeah, thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed to the Racing Statistics YouTube channel, so close to 100K. If you haven't also yet liked the stream, that will very much be appreciated. Thank you very much, Crash. Thank you to the racing statistics behind the scenes, putting up all these graphics for you. Crash, thank you for another red flag. Thank you at home very much all for watching along with us. And we'll see you tomorrow during qualifying and FP3. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.